Hello, hello. So, hey, we're just getting everybody connected here. Everything's getting connected. What the hell do we have? Periscope here. Yay, everything's all connected. So, hey, this is Jay. I know it has been a couple of weeks till we've actually gotten a real podcast out. I especially wanted to record something this week. Um, Especially for those of you who actually listen to the podcast and don't watch the show. Uh, to kind of touch base with you all, give you an idea of what's going on, what's happening with the show, and what you guys can expect for the next few weeks. So, for those of you guys who haven't been paying attention the last few weeks, I'm in Ohio for the next month. I am going to be there. I'm studying for a new position. Uh, it's great. I'm stuck in a hotel room. I have shitty Wi-Fi, which I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But yeah, I can't be there, and unfortunately, Casey, who has been with me from the beginning of this show, he's having some medical and health issues that he is dealing with right now, and there's a good possibility that he may not return for quite some time if he ever does. So at this point in time, we need to be respectful of Casey and let him deal with the shit that he has to deal with. And while he's gone, we don't want the show to just stop. We have a lot of fun doing it. Greg and I have vowed to try to continue it however possible and keep the seat warm until Casey's ready to return, if he ever feels like he can. Um, so we're going to try to do that as best as we can. Now, Greg is our tech guru and is trying his damnedest to deal with our technological hurdles we're currently trying to take care of. So, as it sits, Casey had the house with the studio in it. Uh, all the equipment we used is there. Um, we may not be able to get to it anytime in the near future. That's not a huge problem. It's just something that we have to overcome. Everything was already set up for the other equipment. I mean, for those of you who are watching this, you can see I'm using my shitty ass grainy laptop camera to do this and my gaming headset. So, it is what it is. We'll eventually get ourselves back to a higher quality level like we should be, but in the meantime, ultimately the show is more about the content than what it looks like. So, if you'll all be patient with us, we'll get things back where it is. And if you want to help speed things along, you can donate to us on Patreon at patreon.com/openly hostile opinions. You could buy some shit from our store. That is openlyhostileopinions.com/shop. We have all sorts of good shit there. We have, some shirts that don't even have anything to do with our show, really, other than maybe something we said offhanded on one of the shows, and it was just fun for us to do. So, I'm going to pull up Facebook here and see if anybody's commenting on Facebook, because as of right now, we don't really see Facebook comments all that much, because we use Restream.io to broadcast our shit. Sterling Meyer says, my suggestion would be to fart in his seat to keep it warm. Yeah. I don't know that he will ever return if we do that. But in any event, like I said, hopefully Casey comes back after he sorts out his medical issues that he has to deal with. If he doesn't, we just have to respect his decision, and that's just the way it is. So, in the meantime, like I said, we're going to deal with this the best as we can, try to overcome some of the technological hurdles. We have spoken with Ashley, the neighbor. She's guested with us many times. You've seen her on our show many times. She's probably going to slide in and start doing a lot of our co-hosting as well. Her boyfriend Jason's probably going to join us as well. Um, we haven't gotten a chance to speak with Kevin yet, but Kevin might join in. And we're trying to find a way to make this happen so that we can all remotely do it. So that if there's ever an issue where we can't all be in the same place at once, like right now where I'm in Ohio, we're trying to figure out if there's a way that we can do that and still keep our quality level up, keep the audio levels as good as we can get them. It's just a lot of transitional things we're going through right now. So if you all be patient with us for the next few weeks while we try to work that all out. Another thing that we were kind of sort of discussing, we don't know for sure whether or not Tuesdays are the greatest days to do things. Obviously, today's a Wednesday, but it's just, you know what, I'm trying my best to put out some content this week, especially for our podcast listeners who maybe haven't been keeping up with some of our video shit, because I haven't been editing like 16 minutes of crap into a podcast episode. So they haven't really been kind of keeping up on what's going on, so I wanted to make sure I got some content out to you. I know I said some of the shit in the game stream that I did the other day, but yet again, that doesn't get put out to our audio channels. So for those of you on iTunes and Stitcher and TuneIn Radio and all those places, we haven't forgot about you. We are trying to get this shit figured out. We really are. We may not do a show next week. It all depends if we can get everything together. You're just going to have to bear with us while we get this shit all figured out. We are maybe talking about maybe moving to a different night other than Tuesday nights. If you have any suggestions on that, if a different night would work better for you, shoot us a message, Shoot us an email, openlyhostileopinions@gmail.com. Post it to our social networks. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. Yeah, I'm sure you've already seen all that. So, you know how to get a hold of us. So shoot us a message. Let us know. We were maybe talking about doing Friday nights, something like that, if that's something you're interested in seeing. Hey, we got Casey on, who is watching. Hello, Casey. I was just getting done telling everybody, that you're dealing with some personal shit right now, and we all just need to respect you and your time and let you deal with what you got to deal with. So, anyway, with all that being said, we're going to keep putting out game streams. We're going to keep putting out something for you in the time, while we wait to see what happens here. So, if any of you guys have watched my game streams, y'all know I'm a filthy fucking casual. I'm terrible. Some days I'll play great, other days I play like shit. Don't expect speed runs and shit out of me. It's just not going to happen. Not who I am. So anyway, yeah, that's the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about was that. So let us know what you got going on, what you want to do. If a different night would work, tell us, whatever. Whatever the case may be. But anyway, that's the biggest thing I wanted to address right now, and I do want to get that out to everybody so y'all know what's going on. I don't want to keep anybody in the dark. Let's see here. Yeah, it's kind of definitely difficult to do this with nobody to bounce shit off of. So I was looking at a few news stories. I haven't been able to keep up on the news a whole lot just due to this crazy training schedule I'm doing right now. But one of these things I wanted to talk about, I'm stuck right now in this hotel room, and I'm going to go ahead and call it out on the carpet. I'm at an extended stay America, and they have this bullshit Wi-Fi. It's called Influx, right? So they advertise all over the website that they have this free Wi-Fi. Well, what they don't tell you is the Wi-Fi is free, but it's completely unusable. It's less than a megasecond. I mean, it's absolutely pathetic. Like, you cannot even watch a YouTube video on this shit. It's so slow. Their stupid, ridiculous bullshit business practice is to extort you for money so that you will pay them a higher amount of money to have internet that's not garbage level. So all the fucking shit on the internet that you see for this hotel chain, oh, free Wi-Fi in every room. Yeah, well, if you want less than a megasecond, it's free Wi-Fi. So I've gotten around it. The only reason I'm able to stream out today is I'm using my phone tethered. If I didn't have that option, there'd be no way for me to broadcast anything. I can't even like watch a YouTube video without it buffering every 3 seconds, let alone stream out. So, uh, that's the only way around it. But you know what? That is the absolute epitome of greedy bullshit. And and my company is paying for my hotel room. So if I were to go ahead and agree to pay the extra $24.99 for the 30 days that I'm stuck here, um, I could do that, but it would be billed to my room, which I'm not thinking my boss is going to be too fucking appreciative of. I don't even have a way for me to like put in a credit card number or something to do it myself. So the only option is to bill it to the room, which is complete and utter bullshit. So I guess if you are ever staying at a hotel, you need to be a little more wary of when they say free Wi-Fi. That's complete and utter bullshit. I mean, how the hell is a guy supposed to fucking, yank his pud when you can't even watch the porn video without it buffering every 30 seconds? All right, so the next thing that I saw today that I wanted to talk about was this fucking example of the intelligence level of some of these people out there. This fucking shining beacon of humanity decided to harass a woman for wearing a Puerto Rico shirt in America. Yeah. He said you should not be wearing that in the United States of America. Does this moron have any clue that Puerto Rico is part of America? Evidently not. My wife is begging me to stop. Why? Why do you want me to stop? I'm still waiting. I'm just waiting for an answer to that. Why do you want me to stop? I gotta get some sort of content out to our audio only listeners. They have no idea. They just haven't seen an episode in a few weeks. Especially like the patrons. They're paying monthly now, and we haven't even been getting a show out. So I gotta get some sort of content out there. So anyway, this dude is confronting this woman who's setting up for a birthday party at a public park in Illinois, and is just bashing her for wearing a Puerto Rico shirt in America. Yeah. So he is apparently clueless that Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States. I mean, this guy says, "You're not going to change us," the harasser told the woman. Who the hell is she trying to change? At one point, he even asked the woman, "Are you educated?" It's like, dude, are you educated? Do you have any fucking clue where Puerto Rico is? So anyway, yeah, he even she even went to a cop to try to get this guy to knock it the fuck off because he's clearly harassing her, and the cop just walked away. All right. Also, in stupid shit that people say on the week, apparently a Michigan State University professor has decided that Americans who practice yoga are contributing to white supremacy. Yeah. That's what we have to worry about nowadays. They're contributing to white supremacy and appropriating culture. Yeah, let's see here. Sharina Gandhi is saying that yoga has flourished in the U.S. from the cultural void of white society, intimately mixed with white supremacy, capitalism, and globalization. Good Lord, man. So everything is cultural appropriation now, even doing yoga. God forbid you would wear an Indian. Why are you going rogue? No, I'm just putting out a show. I'm just putting out something this week, so for our audio people. I'm not really going rogue. I was just trying to be funny. I was kind of hoping more people would jump in and talk to us, but Yeah, and that's another thing too with this whole guest host thing. Once we figure everything out for being able to do things remotely, we may actually ask some of our viewers to join us too. Trevor, if you get a chance to see this, maybe you can jump in again. Cricket, one of these other folks. Uh, yeah, Candy, if you're out there, you want to watch, you want to contribute one of these days. It'd be cool to have a rotating cast of hosts. So that might be something we might explore in the future. Oh, Katie says, I was literally saying that while watching that video. That guy was a moron. Yeah, no, this guy had no fucking clue that Puerto Rico is part of the United States. I know I'm jumping back and forth here, but I haven't been watching the Facebook comments because I'm using my phone for Pocket, where I keep all the interesting shit I want to talk to. Oh, let's see here. This one's been making the rounds on the internet. I don't know if any of you guys saw this, but this store manager, this woman's son was on life support, and she ended up not being able to go into work that day. And this store manager had absolutely no compassion whatsoever. Let me see if I can pull this up and find the tweets, or not tweets. It's Facebook comments. It's absolutely insane. Let's see here. A Michigan mother whose son's on life support has revealed how her boss said there's no reason for her to ask for the day off. So the lady said she wouldn't be able to return to work until after her son was off life support. This asshole manager goes, "That isn't how we do things, so I'll accept that you're quitting." The woman who responded obviously was upset, so she goes, "Okay, so how do we do things when my child's on life support?" Reynolds Fisher told her supervisor she was giving her 48 hours notice, but her boss remained unmoved. Here it is, word for word, verbatim. "Hey, Don, this is Crystal. I'm just letting you know my son is still on life support, so until he is out of the bad, I will not be able to make it to work. I can let you know as he starts to get better so that I can return to work with no problems." So the manager says, "That isn't how we do things, so I'll accept that you're quitting." Okay, so how do we do things when my child is on life support? I never said that I was quitting, so I take it that you're firing me. If you can't come to work, that's you quitting. I mean, anyway, it goes on and on. But as it turns out, they actually fired this bitch. Thank God. Yeah, they issued this statement. "We'd like to follow up on the issue brought to our attention recently regarding how an employee time off request was handled by one of our managers. We investigated and have found that the situation was handled improperly and without the compassion that we value as a company. For that, we are very sorry. As a result of this finding, we took quick action. The manager is no longer employed by PS Food Mart. We've also reaffirmed to our employees that she will be able to take off all the time that she needs during this difficult period. We'd like to thank the public for their concern. Folk Oil Company." Yeah. So, hi, Mike. Mike Karam, my brother-in-law's on there. Hello. Yeah, so that lady deserved to be fired, man. I understand that you got a business to run, but don't act like a fucking royal bitch. There's absolutely no call for that. And I have one more thing I want to talk about before I get off of here, and I'll let you guys go back to your days. But one of my favorite subjects to talk about is the fucking FCC. So the FCC now has decided they would like you to pay to listen to you bitch. Let's see here. Yeah, so the FCC has to review informal complaints. So say you're having a problem with, I don't know, Comcast, and they refuse to do anything about your issue. You can escalate it to the FCC, and the FCC will send a letter to Comcast on your behalf and say, "Hey, what the fuck's up with this?" Well, Ajit Pai, the guy who's responsible for cutting net neutrality, thanks, douchebag, he is proposing that it stop reviewing the vast majority of consumer complaints about telecom companies. Going forward, consumers harmed by broadband, TV, and phone companies would have to pay $225 in order to get a FCC review of their complaints. So, excuse the yawning. So the $225 is nothing new. That's always been the cost to file a formal complaint. But an informal complaint used to be free, or has always been free. So now they decided that rather than listen to you bitch, they would rather just, forward it directly to the company, which didn't do anything for you in the first place. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been going to the FCC at all. So that's what they want to do now. Given that consumers almost always file informal complaints, it's basically the FCC going, la 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 la, I don't want to hear you guys anymore. So this has been the worst FCC regime ever. They are completely untransparent, and it's not even a conservative versus liberal thing either. These guys are just awful. I just don't understand why in the hell this FCC is so hell-bent on doing everything anti-consumer as humanly possible. But anyway, so on that note, another way to help us out on this and help us, rebuild, get, some equipment and get ourselves back up and running again. Yo, Mike and Ike. Boo FCC. The FCC is dumb. Absolutely. So, one of the ways that you can help us out, it's only a couple bucks, but hey, why not? It's a good way to fight back against that ass clown who's currently running the FCC. You can sign up with a VPN service called Private Internet Access. They're actually a sponsor of the show. I use them personally. They're great. Not even your ISP knows what you're doing if you use this. You can circumvent throttling and all sorts of other nonsense like that. It's really great for dealing with geo-restricted content. If you are getting a message that you can't watch something due to your geographical location, you can use the VPN to access that kind of content. It really comes in handy. It keeps prying eyes off of what you're doing if you're using shitty hotel Wi-Fi or Wi-Fi at a Starbucks or something. You need to pay some bills. You need to check your banking account. You can be sure that nobody's snooping when you use a VPN. So if you want to get in on that kind of protection, the best way to do that is with Private Internet Access. They keep no logs. It's been proven in court twice that they don't keep logs. Nothing can be traced back to you. It's good shit, and it's only a few bucks a month. If you want to check it out, it's ohonet.pw/ohovpn. Again, that's ohonet.pw/ohovpn. If you sign up through our link, we'll get a little bit of a kickback. So, hey, if you want it anyway, sign up with us. And I will be back with you hopefully next week. And hopefully we'll have the kinks ironed out, and we will be able to actually do a real honest-to-God show with some real honest-to-God co-hosts, and I don't have to sit here and speak blindly into the ether and hope to God anybody cares. So I will be putting this episode out on the iTunes and everywhere else your podcasts are sold. And hopefully you all will be patient with us. We will get you the OHO content you are used to as quickly as we can. So I will see you all hopefully next week, maybe the week after. Be patient with us. Watch our social networks. We'll keep you abreast of every development as we find out. So see y'all later. Thanks for joining. Bye.